Hello, Namaskar. I am Dr. Sagar Javle. Uh, in this video, we will be discussing about the transcranial electrical stimulation of the brain therapy, which is invented by me. And what is this therapy about? Its device and everything. So all the details will be discussed in this video about this therapy and the method of use of this particular device. Please subscribe to this channel and press the like button and bell icon so that whenever new videos I make, it will automatically reach you. So I had filled up patent for this particular therapy in year 2017, and an year ago I received that patent from the government of India. And you can imagine how hard it is to get the patent from the Indian government or any government. And for another 20 years now, this particular device only I can make in India, and uh, making and selling in India other than me or buying from anybody other than me will be considered as a offense with a punishment. So for another 20 years I hold a patent for this device and protection. But still I am not taking any advantage of that because I am a scientist and academician and not a businessman. That's why the device has been given at a very reasonable cost to the people, because that is the very idea of a scientist or academician, is not to earn money but to help people. So this kind of a device is almost not available in the market, and this kind of versatile device is not available. So it is very important that I must introduce that, and if it is given to the companies, they sell it with 10 times or 20 times the cost, and the very purpose is lost. So in the description box below you can know more details about me and the therapy. Now let us discuss what is this transcranial electrical current stimulation therapy is all about. So in this therapy what is done is that electrodes are placed on various parts of the brain, and it is connected to a rechargeable battery operated device, and the brain, various parts of the brain are either stimulated or inhibited. So basically the brain and the mind is modulated with the help of electricity. Now the current used is usually alternating current or direct current, both can be used, but mainly alternating current is used because it has frequency. So the brain can get modulated because of that, because we know that the brain is constantly firing from 1 cycle to 50 cycles per second. So when we give frequency, then the brain can be modulated. Without frequency, generally the effect is not much. So that is the therapy all about, basically with modulating various parts of the brain with the help of electricity. So what are the indications for this particular therapy? Then the therapy has vast indications, so it can deal with almost all sorts of neurological conditions. We will start one by one. So it can be used for autism, where these children, they have problems with the social interaction. It can be used in cerebral palsy, where the various parts of the brain are damaged because of the hypoxic brain injury. Then it can be used in attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, where the child is not able to concentrate. Then it can be used for speech disorders, where the child is not able to speak or able to speak but the speech is not coherent, not proper. Then it can be used for a lot of other adult brain conditions such as stroke, paralysis, to stimulate the motor cortex. It can be used for hearing disorders where the auditory cortex is not active, and that's why the problem in hearing. It can be used for visual disorders where the visual cortex is not active. So basically all sorts of neurological conditions. It can be used in Parkinson's disease where the patient has problems balancing. Then it can be used in Alzheimer's disease where there is a cognitive decline and memory loss. Then the other indications can be senile dementia where due to your aging your memory is gone, your brain function is reduced, you become almost like a vegetable. Some of them cannot tell their own name also. So there the brain is stimulated. So these are the physical diseases. I have just enumerated the common ones. It can be, as I said, used for almost all sorts of neurological conditions. It can be used for disorders of convulsions, what we call mirgi in Hindi, by vagal stimulation. So the left vagus is stimulated and the cortices calm down because of that. So basically as a treatment of convulsions also it can be used. Then it can be used for lot of psychological disorders such as bipolar disorders. These people, they go either in mania or in depression, and you need to calm down their brain or synchronize the hemispheres. It can be used for depression also, very common. About 50% of the population in the world is suffering from depression, and drug treatment has a lot of loopholes in it, and the cost that I'll discuss in separate videos. It can be used in migraine for balancing the hemisphere and brain synchronization. So you can imagine very common conditions like depression, bipolar disorders, migraine, very, very common. Millions, rather billions of people in the world have these problems. Then it can be used for anxiety disorders, again very common. It can be used for some of the other rare conditions of the psychology also, but I will make separate videos for that, because this is just an introductory video about the therapy as well as about the device rather than the details. I will make disease specific videos. I have already started, and on the website link is below, where you have all sorts of videos and the various locations of the electrodes and the frequency and duration of how to use the device specifically. So this is a general video, plus there will be specific videos disease wise plus diagrams on the website where the specific disease conditions can be treated, and you people need not have to contact me from time to time unnecessarily, saving your time as well as my time. So I think we have discussed enough about the indications of the disease. It can be, now the machine is versatile, so it can be used from, apart from brain stimulation or brain modulation, it can be used for transcutaneous nerve stimulation also. So what is that? Around the nerve or around the pain, two electrodes are placed and the machinist puts electrical signals and the nerve repairs, the pain is gone or reduced dramatically, and the nerve also undergoes repair. So that is TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. TENS is the long form. Second is the machine can be used for electrical muscle stimulation or electrical massage of the muscles. So two electrodes are placed on a particular muscle and it can undergo massage. So it can be done for healthy people also, just to take a massage as a recreational exercise, or it can be done for diseases of the muscles such as muscular dystrophy, muscular atrophy due to aging or due to paralysis. So it can be done for that, but these are relatively simple things. I think that this particular device you should restrict for the brain stimulation, which is a novelty item and a very advanced and a PhD level therapy. But The other two facilities are also given in this particular machine. So basically this is a 3-in-1 machine which can do brain electrical stimulation, TENS as well as EMS. So I think we have discussed enough about indications. Now you will wonder what is the mechanism of action of this particular therapy. So whenever we stimulate the brain produces nerve growth factor and brain derived neurotrophic factor. Now these are produced in the brain and consumed inside the brain, and they have tremendous benefit for the repairing of the brain, repairing and regeneration of the brain. So this nerve growth factor in 1963, a lady received a Nobel Prize for that. So it is that important. But you cannot take these factors from outside in the form of tablet or injections, because it goes in the blood but does not cross the blood-brain barrier. So it does not reach the brain, and that's why this discovery was dumped into the dustbin. So by bringing all these devices, I have revived that. So whenever we stimulate the brain, the nerve growth factor and brain derived neurotrophic factor are released locally as well as into the cerebrospinal fluid, and it circulates all across the brain and the spinal cord and repairs literally almost the whole part of the brain and the spinal cord. Entire central nervous system gets slowly repaired. So this is the basic mechanism. Second mechanism is that whenever electrical impulses are produced inside the brain, the nerves, the neurons get activated and they get stronger. Like when we exercise, the muscles get stronger. So this is like exercise of the brain. So brain is made to exercise compulsorily, and the neurons which are sleeping, they get activated, they create new connections, new synapses with other neurons, and that's why you can even become smarter or intelligent. So that is the second mechanism of action through which the therapy acts. The third mechanism of action is that since two electrodes are put simultaneously and electrical impulses are given, what happens is that both the brain hemispheres start synchronizing with each other. That is called brain synchronization. Now this is very interesting and a very recent discovery. Otherwise our brains have two halves, the left brain and the right brain. They are absolutely like two different individuals. So actually when you are looking at one person, actually you are not one person, you are two people actually, left and the right. The science of yoga also tells you there is Ida and Pingala. Ida is the left, Pingala is the right. Okay, so the yoga says that either the Ida is working or Pingala is working, and both of them never work together. So that is why, since only left brain is working or right brain is working, that is why we human beings are very ordinary, because both the brains are never working together. Both the brains are connected to each other in the center with a structure called corpus callosum. So both the brains are connected, but so there is a possibility God has given that both the brains will work together also, but in ordinary person that does not happen. That is why ordinary person is ordinary, and the extraordinary people in the history somehow had both the brains function together, called brain synchronization, like people like Einstein, people like Edison, people like Socrates, or maybe Buddha, Mahavir, and all sorts of great people you had in the history. The difference between them and ordinary person is that in these people both the brains are working together as a stereo. Like in the sound system you have mono and stereo. Now if you put mono, people will laugh at you, that what kind of a person you are, what kind of outdated thing you are using, to the extent that mono speakers are not even available in the market now. Long back they were replaced by the stereo. So you can imagine the difference between mono and stereo, but you are yourself mono. So you should be ashamed that when I should have been a stereo, I have remained a mono myself. When the mono music system, you will laugh at others, and you are a mono yourself. So the mono has to become a stereo. When both the brains are working together, it takes your intelligence to a totally new level. Intelligence, performance, everything to the totally new level. And it is found that when only one brain is working, the brain is working in the frequency of beta. So basically brain has various rhythms. The commonest where all the human beings are present is the beta frequency, is around 15 to around 30 cycles per second. Now this is the beta frequency, is the frequency of very ordinary people with all the six enemies, what we say in Sanskrit, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Moha, Matsar, Ahankar, means all these bad qualities of a human being, of a demon, they are present in this frequency of 15 to 30. And when the brain is not synchronized, so 15 to 30 is the beta, this is the commonest. Then if you come down a little bit from 8 cycles to 12 cycles, 8 to 12 is the alpha. So alpha is the best brainwave frequency you should have. This alpha is totally free of the six enemies, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Moha, Matsar, Ahankar. The person in alpha is actually a spiritual person, a nice person, a good person, a law-abiding person who will never commit crime and all these bad things. So that is alpha. The third is the theta, from 5 to 8 cycles is the from 3 to 8 cycles is the theta. This is a frequency of dreaming, where we dream, but this is not a conscious range. So this is a dreaming frequency, and below that, below 3 cycles, so 1 to 3 cycle is delta, where we are sleeping, and below 1 is epsilon, where there is almost, you can say, nirvikalp samadhi in Sanskrit. So that is of no use to the mundane. Regular human beings never go to that frequency even in the deep sleep. So these are the frequencies, epsilon, then comes your delta, theta, alpha, and this particular beta. Then there is something called bad beta also, from 30 to 40. Probably this is the frequency of criminals, where they are so hyper, so angry that for little thing they get great anger, they can kill somebody, they can rape somebody. They are in that bad frequency. The brain is totally not synchronized. And beyond 40, there is another frequency which is recently discovered called gamma. Gamma is from 50, around 45, 50 to 65 is gamma. So this is a very new frequency, where there are certain new insights found there, but very rare, we don't talk about that. So generally the goal is to come from beta or bad beta to alpha. Now will it happen just by saying that? Of course not, it will not happen. So for that you have to synchronize the brain hemispheres, left with the right. When the brain is synchronized, brain then falls into the alpha rhythm. So this is the beauty. So after your brain is synchronized, then your brain will stay in the alpha between 8 to 12 cycles throughout the day, or most of the time of the day it will stay in alpha. It's a very relaxed and focused state of the mind, free of the 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Mada, Moha, Matsar, Ahankar. So this is a wonderful child or an adult who stays in alpha. So most of the neurological conditions have these people, their brains are in the beta or bad beta range. They are almost never in the alpha range, to the extent that even healthy person's brain is not in alpha. Forget the diseased brain, even healthy. Now the beauty of this technology and beauty of this machine is that this machine can put you into alpha by training it. So what the machine does, when you put two electrodes and switch on the machine, we set the frequency as 10 cycles per second, which is alpha. So after some times what happens, the brain starts also beating at alpha, because it has been given impulses of alpha from outside. So it also starts beating at alpha, and both the brain hemispheres start synchronizing with each other. Okay, so when you take 10, 20 or 50 of such sessions, then the machine may not be necessary. Your brain is synchronized. The moment the brain is synchronized, your focus falls here, called the prefrontal cortex in English, or Sahasrara Chakra in Vedic language. This part of the brain and this part of the body is the most precious part of the human body and the brain, which is sleeping. It's not awake. You will be surprised. Either this is awake or that is awake. This is sleeping, because you are either in left or right. You are either in Ida or Pingala. You are not in the Sushumna. Sushumna is the middle channel. So when brain is synchronized, the Sushumna opens. Those who know yoga, they will understand, and this part gets activated. And with this part, you have the highest intelligence called discriminative intelligence. Intelligence even animals have. Even bad people have intelligence. Terrorists also have intelligence, but it's not discriminative. Discriminative intelligence, what we call in Sanskrit, Sat, Vivek, Buddhi. Power to understand good and bad. The criminals don't have that. The criminals have this part which is sleeping, not active. That is why they have become criminals. So you want your child to become criminal, or you want your child to become healthy individual, or rather a saint? Naturally, any parent wants the child should be a very healthy person, free of the 6 enemies, who operates from here, not from other parts of the body, or from the spinal cord, from the sex center, from as low as the Swadhisthana chakra. So there was no technology available for this to happen. That technology is invented by me, not necessarily completely invented by me. Such things started many decades ago, 30 to 40 years ago. Such experiments had been started. So I have refined it, made it very simple, created a very cheap device for that, then created new insights, created new positions, and a lot of things. So basically I have enriched. The basic idea did not start with me, it was already done by someone else, but that was very primitive. So that is made very advanced, and to this level, and this kind of understanding and everything is been given to the people, and a machine given in hands of the people, because these people they are not ambulatory. You have to go to the hospital and come back every time, spend so much of money. This machine, once you buy it, it belongs to you. You can take 100 sessions, 1000 sessions. So that this kind of a miracle, this kind of a benefit is created by me. That credit goes to me. Plus I received a patent in India, because in India nobody had filed a patent for this particular therapy. Internationally also there are not many patents about this kind of advanced therapy. So that is why I am here, and that is why I am speaking about it. I think we have extensively discussed about the mechanism of action, how this particular therapy works, what are the basics of that. Now what is the duration? So the duration minimum is about 30 minutes, 30, 60 and 90. In the slots of multiples of 30 is the duration. Generally more than 90 minutes you should not take. You should take it once or twice a day, and for at least for 3 months or till the disease condition remains. Later on you can take a maintenance once in a week or once in 15 days for the rest of the life also. Once you buy the machine, until it is not damaged, the machine is with you. I am not going to ask any penalty for that. You have to buy one time. Cost per session is negligible because the electricity required is practically zero. Every time you run a session, the nerve growth factors and brain derived neurotrophic factor and cytokines release, if you calculate the cost of that, the cost could be as much as 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees worth drug introduced inside your brain. So that is the greatness of this particular therapy. Then a bit of comparison with the drug therapy. You will say there are hundreds and hundreds of drugs. Why take this therapy? Why not take drugs? So what happens with the drugs is that there are two types of drugs. One, they stimulate the nervous system, one they inhibit the nervous system. So what happens, when you take a stimulatory drug, it is stimulating the whole central nervous system across the board. Total stimulation. When you take the inhibitory drugs, it is inhibiting the entire system all across the board. But when we have seen that certain disease conditions, we need to stimulate certain parts, we need to inhibit certain parts or calm down. Inhibit means to calm down. So that is simply not possible with the drugs. So drugs have this limitation which the therapy does not have. Therapy can stimulate or inhibit any part of your brain specifically, and the drugs cannot do that. So that is the one advantage over the drugs. What is the second advantage? The second advantage is that, as I have already said, that the therapy has the potential to stimulate or inhibit almost any part of the brain. Drugs simply cannot do that. They stimulate everything or they inhibit everything, they calm down everything. So in case of convulsions, we need to calm down a particular area which is hyperactive. That is never possible with the help of drugs. So they will give you inhibitory drugs, it means the person will be sleeping all the time. So that is no good therapy. Second thing is the drugs have no capacity to synchronize your brain. I talk so much about brain synchronization and its great benefits. The drugs simply cannot synchronize your hemispheres. They are useless as far as that is concerned. So that the therapy does that your drugs cannot do. The third thing is that the drugs have no regenerative power. Moment the drug is out from your blood circulation, the effect is gone. Here that is not the case. The therapy has a great regenerative power because it releases nerve growth factor and brain derived neurotrophic factor and many such factors which repair and regenerate the brain. So that's why the therapy is regenerative and has a much longer effect, like 3 months or 6 months, whereas the effect of the drug is gone just within 8 hours. Moment it is out of your blood, the effect is gone. So much of advantages over the drug. And the final advantage, which is the biggest advantage, is that the brain is a very smart organ. So whenever you take a drug, the brain is immediately able to identify it. So brain says that this is coming from outside, I don't want it, and it blocks it. It blocks it and it becomes useless. The brain develops resistance to that. So forget, this is highest for the synthetic drugs which are not produced by the brain. Then you will say, okay doctor, what about the stuff which is produced by the brain itself, such as melatonin. Melatonin we take for sleeping. So brain also has problem for that. What brain does? It says, this, although I produce this, but this is coming from outside, so I cannot allow it. So it is little soft on that compared to synthetic drugs. So for synthetic drug, it is going to develop resistance in 1 week. For melatonin and natural drugs, and food supplement, it will develop after 1 month, but it will guaranteed develop. Then there are certain food supplements like dopamine, for example. Brain is producing dopamine. You can take dopamine precursors like levodopa. Brain identifies that also. Brain says, although I produce, but I cannot allow. This is coming from outside. So it blocks that also. So brain's ability to block a drug is so powerful that you will understand with this particular example that the most psychoactive substance known to humanity is cocaine. It's an illegal drug. You know how many times it is more powerful than the drugs present in the market? 1 million times. 10 lakh times. 1 million times more powerful. Those people who take cocaine, of course, no question, I have never tried, I cannot try illegal things, but we have testimonials, thousands and thousands of testimonials. First day when you take cocaine, it's like heaven. Oh my God, all problems solved. This is what I wanted. If I had got this 30 years ago, my life would have been different. First day. Same dose, second day, a B grade heaven. Third day, C grade heaven. Fifth day, is the stuff original or duplicate? The doubt starts coming when it is original, same drug. Seventh day, zero effect. How much? Zero. Almost. If not 7th day, 27th day. Zero effect. So is it duplicate? No, it's real. Then what they do? They increase the dose. Then with increased dose, there is some effect for few days. Again back to zero. Again increase the dose and so much increase that the person ultimately dies. Plus he has withdrawal syndrome, he cannot live without that, there is addiction, there are 100 million other problems. So it's like 1 minute in heaven and 1 million years in hell. The same thing happens for the synthetic drugs also. So you can imagine the brain can do this to cocaine. Cocaine from 1 day to 7 days, cocaine becomes coconut water in the 7 days. What it will do to the other synthetic drugs we are doing. That's why whatever brain modulating drugs are present in the market, the common man does not know about that. Doctors don't want you to know, pharmaceutical industry does not want to know you. Not a single drug, believe me, not even one, not a single drug used for CNS, central nervous system, is proved to be better than the placebo. Do you understand the gravity of this statement? That drug is what is real, placebo is just a sugar pill, and people are given both. One group is given real, one group is given sugar pills, and at the end of 30 days, 60 days, then they are investigated. The patient does not know, patient also does not know who has received what, doctor also does not know. That is called double blind. And the results are analyzed and then the results are published. You will be surprised to know that patients who took sugar pill, they are much better off. They say we are much better because they don't have the side effect of the drug, plus they don't have the cost. And patients who have received the actual drug, they are worse. They say, they abuse, they say, my God, what kind of poison you have given us. This is the situation of our pharmaceutical industry today. This is a PhD level knowledge. That's why you people don't know about it. So the brain which blocks the synthetic drugs so efficiently, this particular therapy, it cannot block. You will be shocked to know that. Because why? Because I invented it. That's why you will say, doctor, you invented it. That's why you are saying no. What is a brain? It's an electrical organ. So it works on electricity. If brain has to develop resistance to electricity, it will stop functioning, it will die. So this is the loophole, this is the weak point of the brain, and we have exactly attacked on that weak point so that the dear brain cannot simply resist or develop resistance to electrical therapy. So there the therapy wins over all the drugs and all sorts of other things in the market. So this is the most important point to be stressed about this therapy, why this therapy works, why it is so superior to other therapies, why it is so versatile, why it is here to stay forever, why pharmaceutical industries does not want it to be there, because they are going to lose trillions of dollars, and why even doctors don't want to know about it, because you will not need a doctor most of the times, it will going to replace doctors. The power is given in your hands because of this therapy, not in the hands of the pharmaceutical industry, not in the hands of the doctors. So this is patient friendly. The ideal therapy is which is patient friendly, not doctor friendly or pharmaceutical industry friendly. The therapies in the market, they are corporation friendly or doctor friendly, they are not patient friendly. This is a patient friendly therapy, and that is why you don't hear about it. So I think I have extensively discussed about the mechanism of the therapy and how does it work. A little bit of comparison with transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, a 1 crore rupee machine where we stimulate, and even one I developed very cheap, a magnet which needs to be rubbed on various parts of the brain. Now the TMS, what a TMS cannot do, it cannot synchronize your brain. It can stimulate a particular part only. It cannot stimulate. Second is, it cannot inhibit the brain, it can only stimulate. It cannot calm down. This therapy can calm down also, stimulate also, and synchronize also. And plus this therapy is far more powerful than the magnet, because magnet you cannot rub 50 times in a second. You can maximum rub 2 to 3 times. So in this therapy, what happens is that you can do intense brain stimulation, which is not possible with TMS. So that's the comparison with the TMS. Okay. Now I'll show you the main thing now. What is the machine? How does the machine look like? What are the various spare parts of the machine? So this is the machine, the front view. This is the back view. With this you can literally hang it on your pocket like this and put it on your pocket like this while the stimulation is going on. So we will shortly discuss what are the spare parts. This machine has a rechargeable battery. So battery life is 1000 charging cycles, so it easily lasts for 3 years or 5 years. After that there are 2 screws are given. You remove them, take this out, change the battery. Battery is not very costly, and again another 3 years if you don't break the machine. But don't open it immediately. So this is for the rechargeable. This is a rechargeable machine. Then here are the 2 channels. This is a 2-channel machine. 1 channel, 2 channel. Both the channels are exactly identical. If you damage one, so the very important part of the video is now what is the actually device for the therapy, because we have extensively discussed about the therapy in the last video, and this video, the continuation part, we will be discussing about what is the machine and device used for the therapy. So this is the device, front view. This is the back view. Here is the connection where you can put it like this on your pocket. These are the 2 screws where when you remove them, there is a rechargeable battery inside which can be replaced, but it's not necessary early enough, because it will easily take 3 to 5 years It has 1,000 recharging cycles. After that you can remove these screws with the help of electronic engineer or technician and change the battery. Battery is not very costly, it's easily available in the market. And then again you can continue to use the machine. This is the top of the machine. There are two channels. Both the channels are identical to each other, where you put the plug in. Okay, so if you damage one, the other keeps working. In the center you have the rechargeable pin. Okay, so this wire is supplied, where you can put one end here, other end on the charger, your mobile charger. That's how you charge it. When you charge it fully, there are three sticks will come saying that it's charged. When it is discharged, only one stick will remain, and even that will start blinking just like mobile phone. So this is a rechargeable device. So this is the rechargeable cable which is supplied. Now let us open the device. Here is a lead. You open it gently. Okay, like this, and close it back. So when you open, there are various buttons here. Can you see that? And this particular button is the power button. So you power this on. Can you see that? So it's powered in, and yeah, you can see the dial. So at the top, what is blinking here, that is the mode. The first mode it is showing is with this mode button, you can change the mode. So from TMS it become EMS and DIY. So for this therapy we have to use the DIY mode, means do it yourself. Okay, the first mode is TENS, transcranial electrical stimulation. Second is electrical muscle stimulation, and the third one is the DIY, means do it yourself. Okay, so then you have the frequency. So these two buttons here, when yes, now this I have put in the DIY mode. You can see DIY is blinking here. Here it is blinking. Okay. Now with these two buttons, I can increase or decrease the frequency. You can see the frequency is increase and decrease. Okay. So basically there is a button for on off. There is a button for switching on the light or switching off the light. Then there is a button for mode, and there is a button for the two buttons for DIY, which is for increasing and decreasing the frequency. Okay, and one more button is for the various modes present. See this one, the P value is changing, P1 2 3 4 5. So for TENS and electromyography, there are 8 frequencies built in, 8 channels, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, that you can change. And for DIY, for we use for transcranial electrical stimulation, obviously there are no channels. You can set it, and after you set it, what you do, this particular button is on both the sides. So this button is for this channel, and this button is for this channel. Okay, so what you do, once you have selected the mode and frequency, you start running this button upwards, so the intensity increases. So it has frequency plus it has intensity. The intensity is from 1 to 40, but the machine is extremely powerful. So you should start with only intensity of 3 or 5 and gradually increase it. So this button is for the intensity on both the sides. So whichever channel you are using, you should use only that intensity. If you are using this channel, this button will work. If you are using this channel, this will work. If you are using both will work, and you can have set different intensities for both the channels also. So one channel you have kept intensity of 5, other 10, that is also possible. Setting different frequency for each channel, that is also possible. So one channel you have set a frequency of 10, other you have set a frequency of 30, that is also possible. So this makes the machine the most versatile machine ever created in the history. Okay, and so that is all about the machine. Now there are various probes to the machine. One I told you, this is for the charging cable. Second is, this is the most important cable. This cable, the one end goes here. One end goes here, then it has two leads like this. Okay, then you have been given 4 such electrodes. So what you have to do, here is a hole here. You put this lead into this particular hole, put it inside like this, completely inside. Put another into another. So you have these 2 electrodes. This black part is to be sent to the brain, not the green part. Okay, so these electrodes are placed on various parts of the brain for the brain stimulation or brain modulation. And what you have to do is take this ECG gel from the market. This is available in the medical stores or online on Amazon or eBay. And what you do is put this jelly on this particular surface and spread it completely all across the surface. Okay, if you don't spread, it will work only in the area where the jelly is present. So you have to cover the whole area before putting it on the head. Then you have been given these particular straps. Okay, so these particular straps you have to put like this on your head and put these electrodes inside, one on this side and the other on this side. Okay, so that's it. And now you start the machine. Okay, so this is the way the electrodes are placed in various locations. This only example I am showing you, that I have put the electrodes on the bilateral temporoparietal area, which is the most common location for putting the electrodes. So it can be put here also, it can be put at various places, that I will discuss with disease specific conditions. So basically that is all about how to use this headband. This headband is supplied to you. This you can get in the local market also or on Amazon. And how it is put on the head and how electrodes are placed inside the particular headband. So what else is present? So you have 2 such wires, one for one channel, other for other channel. Okay, and you have 4 such electrodes. So what you can do, put 2 electrodes here and put 2 here. You can use 4 also. So that is a very advanced setting which is rarely required. So initially you don't confuse yourself, but the machine has the ability to do that. Now what else is present? These are the TENS electrodes: transcranial, electrical, transcutaneous nerve stimulation and massage. You have these electrodes. These are also present on Amazon. You can buy them. Electrode is like this. You take out this, and the inside is the one that sticks to the particular area, and this is the cable. Now what you do is, this particular pin which we had attached to this electrode for brain stimulation, the same pin goes here, and now these two are placed on either side of the nerve, or where there is pain, for electrical stimulation of the nerve or massage of the muscle. So you have been supplied 4 such electrodes along with the machine. Then you have one more great facility with this machine, is this particular cable, which again attaches to this particular device like this. Here is a snap type ECG electrode. What it does is attaches to the disposable ECG electrode present like this, to this ECG electrode. So these ECG electrodes, they are present in the market, on Amazon also, and on medical stores. They are very cheap. Why we need this? We need this for vagal stimulation. We put one electrode here and one on the shoulder, or on the forehead. You can put these electrodes for very advanced forebrain activation with this ECG electrodes. These electrodes are costlier, whereas these are cheap. So for electrical stimulation of the nerve also you can use these electrodes, as well as for muscle massage also you can use this. So because of this wire, this 200 rupee electrode is bypassed, and you can do the same job with a 2 rupee electrode because of this particular wire. Okay, so that is the beauty. So plus you have been given a very good this kind of a suitcase in which the machine comes. Okay, so many facilities have been given in this machine for you to use. So there we discussed what are the spare parts of the machines and how the machine works. Okay, and how to use the machine. The basics we have used by putting a head strap and placing the electrodes inside the head strap by putting ECG gel over the electrodes first. Okay, a little bit about the side effects of the therapy. So the therapy is fairly safe and the side effects are negligible. The only side effect is when you increase the intensity, there can be burning or pain at the site of the electrodes. So that's why it is recommended you start with intensity as low as 2 and 3, then slowly go to 4, 5, and keep it till you bear it, till you feel comfortable. Generally up to 5 is comfortable. Maximum you can go up to 10. The machine has 40, but that is never required. Okay, so you go slowly, and if you are using on child, you first use on yourself and see how you feel, what is the intensity, right? So for the child, don't keep the intensity more than 3 or 4, otherwise it will burn, it will have pain, and the child will start screaming unnecessarily. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, so side effects are not there. There can be a little bit of headache or nausea due to excessive stimulation. That disappears by at its own in few hours, and if not, you have to take a painkiller or a Amigo tablet for nausea, but usually it is never necessary. Main problem is this burning at the electrodes and pain. when you increase the intensity, but even in low intensity the machine works very well. So there is absolutely no reason to worry about anything about the side effects. The machine you have to buy only one time cost, it is written below, and cost per session is zero because it's a rechargeable and the electricity required is negligible. So you can take any number of sessions. Then about the dosage, it varies from patient to patient and condition to condition. But generally take it for start with 30 minutes. You can increase to 60 and 90 also. Take it once a day or twice a day for 3 months or till the disease condition remains. After that you can take a top up, so once in a week or once in 15 days or once in a month for the rest of the life, or maybe once in a week for the rest of life also you can take. There is absolutely no harm. It's like a tonic. There is no limit to how much tonic you can take. Okay, so there is absolutely no harm in taking the therapy for any amount of time. So I think we have extensively discussed everything about the therapy, about the machine, how the machine works, what are the various modes, and the photographs will also be there on the website, and separate videos about how the machine works, although I have demonstrated here, but here what is happening, I am showing the machine, it is showing you the mirror image, so it's kind of bit confusing, but still you have understood everything. Plus there is a PDF detailed instruction manual also on the website, there you can see. And despite all that you cannot understand, then you can contact me. Because I am giving personal number under this video does not mean you should misuse it. You contact me when you have gone through the video and all the videos and instructions on the website, then only you should contact me and not otherwise. Okay, so I am giving you personal number with great faith. Plus my email is also there. You can contact me on email, my WhatsApp, my personal number. I am always there to help you. So I think we should conclude in this video. I think hardly anything is left to be discussed about this particular machine. It is a versatile machine, it can do vast majority of the things, but I think you should restrict to the brain stimulation part for this, so that it survives longer. It can also do nerve stimulation and muscle stimulation also. For that we have a cheaper and simpler machines also. So either you can buy that or you can occasionally do the nerve stimulation with this machine also. The machine belongs to you. I am nowhere to dictate, but brain stimulation is a novelty item. I think you should restrict the machine for that purpose. So with that I conclude that video with this extensive discussion. Please make this video viral, send it to all people who want it, those who need this kind of therapy. Please make it viral. Thank you very much. Hello. So this is the suitcase in which the device comes. This is the strap over the head. This is the cable. Another is attached to the device. These are small cables for the ECG electrodes. These are the tense electrodes, and these are the main electrodes, 4 of them, where the wire is attached like this. So these are 4 we are giving. Now let us see on the main machine. It has this charging port where this cable fits. The 2 channels, we are using one channel first. The intensity control of this channel is here. The intensity control of this channel is here. Behind is the screw for replacement of batteries, rechargeable batteries. This is a clamp for putting inside your pocket. You open the device like this. This is a button to switch it on. The device is switched on. this is to select the mode. So the mode is here. Currently it is showing tens. If I press it once, it shows EMS. If I press it more, it is showing massage. I press it more, it is showing DIY. So for transcranial brain stimulation, we need this DIY mode. You can select it by this particular mode. Then these two buttons are for frequency. You can see the frequency is 147. That is too high. We will get it down to just 10 or something. So the frequency of 10 leads to mild stimulation, 20 moderate, 30 severe, and 40 or 50 would lead to very severe stimulation. So we don't recommend. We will recommend you frequency of only 10 or 20. So this button is to reduce the frequency, this button is to increase the frequency in the DIY mode. Now we have put on the channel 1. So here, after connecting the electrodes, when you move the button upwards, see the channel, in channel 1 the frequency is increasing. Okay, frequency is increasing on channel 1. So we have set the intensity, sorry, not frequency, intensity 7, frequency of 10, intensity of 7. And DIY mode. So what are these? This button is for on off. This button is to start the light and make it off. Then for the modes, see, if you want to use tens, there are 8 modes or 8 subcategories. P8, P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again P1. You can see the frequency is automatically getting selected there. So you select EMS, again you have 8 modes. You select massage, again you have 8 modes. And you select DIY, there are no modes. DIY means do it yourself. It means we are going to set the modes. Okay. Now this particular button is for the duration. You can see 40 minutes here, 50 minutes, 60, 70, 90, again 10. Okay, and this is for on off. So you put the electrodes, then the machine will start, set the intensity from here, and if you want to switch off, press this hard. The machine is switched off now. This lead is very delicate, so push it and close it. So this is the demonstration of how the machine is to be used. The electrodes are to this wire electrodes are to be attached like this, 1 and 2, and these 2 electrodes now go in on your head with this particular strap. So I think we have discussed everything in detail. Thank you very much.